So in this video we're going to look at building this split shank ring, sort of a split down the middle here, and then there's another inset. This then has cathedral piercings, a pattern underneath the halo. So there's a little bit going on here, but we're just going to kind of walk through it. I'm going to go ahead and stick this on a different layer color here and move it out of the way. So that we can sort of reference it as we go along. And let's go ahead and turn our remaining layers back on here. Okay, so to start with, we're going to bring out our ring rail. And we'll do that. Okay. And I'm going to bring out my gem and build my halo. So we had an emerald, and I used 10 by 8 here. Come up a bit, and I'm going to go up a few millimeters. Something about like there. Go to the halo builder. I'm going to go to styles here and select that first style and run with that. Okay. Go to head builder. Just my head drop. I'm going to change my rail count here to 1. I think we'll probably end up using no rails here actually, so we'll set that to 0. And we're going to change our prongs to square. Goes a little wider. Pull that in. Okay, want to make sure we protect those corners. So that looks pretty good. We might come and tweak that a little bit as we build out the bottom here, but that'll get us started. So I'm going to add profiles here, and I used this profile right here. Let's see if I can find the number for it. It's sort of got a triangular top and straight sides. Profile number 34. So we'll add that there. Going to do add and then add mirror, and we're going to set this right at the 3 o'clock position. This is where it's going to start to split. So we're going to make that a little wider and a little taller. So if I have my gems here, and I think those are 2 millimeters. Oh, forgot to press enter. Okay, 2.5 by 1.8. And add mirror. Drag that up there. But regardless, the point I wanted to make here is that the size of this profile is really going to be dictated by how large you would want those stones and how you're going to go about setting them. I think that's going to give us enough room there. So we'll take that and we'll do sweep 1. Okay. And then we're going to add an outside rail. Okay. And we want that to come, so that it's going to meet up nice with our halo. Something like that. So we're going to first work on our rail for our split. And I'm going to draw out a curve that we're going to blend to. We'll have one here and one here. We're actually going to do 2 sets of rails, one for the inside, one for the outside. I'm just going to move those a little bit off of the endpoints there. I'm going to hide some of this stuff. And then the other ones we want to go maybe like here and here. We can move these after the fact. So I'm going to switch my layer color. We're going to do a quick curve blend. This will be the outside and nope. This will be the inside. Okay, we'll go ahead and do curve from 2 views with history, with this curve and that curve, and full equals false, and curve from 2 views with history with this curve and that curve, and full equals false. You need to make sure that these line up at that they do reach that halfway point there. Okay, so they're long enough. They might come, this one especially probably goes in a little too deep. We can push this back and it will adjust. Okay, I think something like that. And you can adjust your angle here if you turn your edit points on. So we can really tweak this to sort of get the result that we want. Okay, something like that. So then what we need to do is I need to take this curve and I'm going to split it with this one, and nope, that's not what I want to do because that would split here too. We'll just split it with, we'll draw a new curve. So I'm going to split from here to here and split this in half. So you get split by you. Split into 2 pieces, that's good. So we'll take that then and we're going to join them back together. Then we're going to do a sweep 2. So surface sweep 2 with this curve and that curve as our rails and this curve here as our profile. We'll set that on the bottom. Like that. Make sure your maintain height option is on, otherwise as this those 2 rails get further apart, the height, which would be here, like the width, is going to get spread apart there. We don't want that. Let's take a look at this. So we need to come in a little bit. We need to adjust our curves just a touch, because if we have our under gallery work, that's not gonna be very clean right there. Again, this is also adjusting the curvature of that piece so you can really play around with what that's going to look like. I think we're good there. That's because this is going to, we're going to have a part that comes down and cuts through that. Stick that on a different layer color. Mirror and mirror. Okay. Let's go ahead and lay our gems out on the side. So we're going to extract an iso curve. Do this over here. Find our midpoint. Gem on curve, orient those to the surface. So select object. Okay, that's flipped. That's okay. We'll just do flip in the builder there. And we'll do show prongs. Remove this one prong here. Didn't get all of it. Okay, then we're gonna do edit prong. We just want to adjust our angle there. Something like that. There we go. So mirror those over. Okay. Cap all of those, so just run the command cap. Okay. So we have a couple other areas still to do. We have to do the stuff between here. Oh, we have to do the cutouts, and then we have to do our under gallery work there with the decorative elements, and to build that gallery rail. So let's go ahead. We'll start with the gallery rail. So to start with, I'm going to duplicate the edge of my halo. Oh, and here and here and here. Okay, get all of those edges and put those on like red here. Just going to start dragging that down and tap Alt to create a copy, and I'm going to taper this down. I want to go below the ring rail there. And I'm going to loft a surface. Okay, let's right click on red and let's join all those up. Okay, 2 close curves, that's good. So now we'll loft that surface. This will go a lot faster. Okay, so we have that there. Let's see. I'm going to take this curve and I'm going to extrude it. So extrude curve straight. Solid equals no here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let's see, we're going to use that to split all of this. So this gets split. Let's undo that. We might need to cap and Boolean instead. So I think we'll take that, and I do still want, I want to have, for my gallery rail, I want to have like maybe 1/8 of a millimeter from my ring rail up into this surface. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to offset that curve. We'll do a millimeter. Put that on orange. We'll use that for our cutout too. I'm going to offset the outside rail a millimeter. These curves here will form the cutout in the split shank, but we'll also use it to create the lower gallery rail in underneath our halo. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to do extrude curve straight. Solid equals no. So we're going to take this and find the intersection between those two surfaces. So this surface and that surface, we want to find the intersection between. It's here. Okay, and the reason that's helpful is like that intersection will go across poly surfaces. So instead of having to extract iso curves a bunch or try to cut this and then offset a curve on the surface, which might not work, this will work. Okay, we'll hide orange for now. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cap this. So I don't think offset surface is gonna work, but I guess we could try that. Offset surface. Flip, and solid equals yes, distance. We'll try 1 millimeter. That's not bad. I think we'll run with that. So we'll take that and bring back our orange. So U gets split by U. You get split by you. Okay. Builder. Just going to bring these back into what is now the lower gallery. Cut those to the rail. Okay. We're going to hide orange again. Let's see. We'll cut this to the rail. Looks like we'll need to extrude another surface. So you get Boolean differenced with you. We'll have to chase that. That Boolean difference isn't. So we probably have some coplanar surfaces there. That'll happen. So then what I want to do here is we want to create our sort of window for our decorative work that comes underneath here. And basically I'm gonna split this. So I'm just starting to drag, hold down Control to extrude that surface. Control C to center that. And we could let's see, we'll explode this, I guess. And split. So take these top surfaces here. And we'll join those together and change their layer color. We're going to turn those off. Take that, and that, and let's see, got another surface here. Those get split here. back, we're going to take this and split this surface with that. Join that all together. Okay. Split with this and see if that's successful. It looks like splitting worked where Boolean did not. So we'll get rid of this extra here. Then this surface gets split by that, 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 and that. Oof. Looks like it was still successful. Maybe just a graphical glitch there. Join that together. Okay, so we have that all done. Maybe even bring those further back out, but I think what we're going to do is we're just going to put our decorative bit over the top there. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and work on this area here, and we could try lofting this from this edge here to this edge here. That was curve to edge. Let's try edge to edge, edge to edge. And I get not a bad loft, but then we need to make that solid, and I think this tapering like that is going to create an issue. You see, in fact, it's got like a little, let's see if we do loft, or excuse me, offset to give it thickness. So offset SRF for offset surface. Distance of 1, sure, we'll try that. Yeah, so it freaks out down here and throws this extra surface. And you can see it creates a very heavy surface. So we're going to try something different. Trying to think what that might be from and if I need it. We'll just keep it for now. Okay, so what I want to do here is we're going to try instead sweeping a surface. No. And I think what we'll do is we'll add another profile in here. Let's do duplicate edge. So I'll make it so that it's not sweeping infinitely small. So surface, sweep 2. It's a little hard to see, but that should get it. Yeah, you can see it stopped a little bit down there. Now we could try offset. There we go. Okay. So we have this piece here. That'll form the basis for our other gems there. We'll mirror that to the other side. Put those on a different layer color. We'll have to do some booleans to set that so that it sits in there nicely, but we'll address that here in a moment. Okay, let's bring orange back. Okay, so I have this curve and this curve. We're going to create those piercings in the side here. And it looks like they're going to come like right up into that area where the halo's at. So just in line there. So maybe even here. In fact, I think this is all going to get cut away. So we're then just going to take orange, and just so that I can focus on that, I'm going to hold down shift and left click on the word cutting and do trim. And let's undo that. Let's see. Yeah, those don't quite touch there. So I'm going to do split with a point, or we'll just draw a line here. Do trim. Mirror this to the other side. Join that together. Okay, not sure why those didn't touch on the ends, but that will solve it. So we're going to go to fillet curves. I'm using a radius of 0.2 of a millimeter. And we're going to extrude that. Okay, let's try. So extrude that out. Cap that. So our green surfaces get Boolean difference with the orange surface. Ooh. take a look at that. Yeah, this cut way too high. We need to push those down. Okay, so let's try that cutter again here. So I'm going to take this curve and we're going to push this down a little bit. It's coming up too high here. So I'm just going to turn on my edit points. Let's see, let's do it with the original curve. There we go. And we will offset that. Okay, and we're going to turn on the control points and edit points. That's not pulling down great there, is it? Okay, let's try it from here. Okay, and we'll shut our grid snap off and just push these points down a little bit. Then we're going to offset that curve. We could also draw that particular shape there if we wanted to. U gets split by U. Trim. Try to join that. Unable to join those curves. Okay, we'll shut everything off other than orange. Let's see what we got going on here. Two open curves. One closed curve, there we go. Okay, so join that back up. And we'll offset this, or extrude that, excuse me. Difference from here. And there is our Boolean. We'll bring everything else back here. Okay, so now that we have our openings here and there, next we are going to place our decorative elements sort of in the space here. I think we will go ahead and move our prongs a little bit. Okay. And then now for our decorative component that's going to be in the under gallery work. So that could be done a variety of ways. I'm just going to draw out kind of a spiral pattern here and do split with a point on the quads. And do blend like so. And we're going to do round. Scale one side down like so. Broke history, that's all right. That's going to be our general shape there, and we'll scale and adjust that so that it fits in. We'll group this. Going to bend it a little bit, so go to transform and bend. Rotate that back. Okay, we'll take that and mirror it to the other side. Again, that pattern could be kind of, you know, whatever it is that you need, or whatever you would prefer in there. And we'll mirror that to the other side. So then we have our gem layout over here on our piece. Pop those in place. So we're going to go to gems, gem loader, and we're going to use gem on surface. Select our surface here. Okay, it's getting the back. Let's try that again. Okay, it's having trouble with some of the snaps there. So I'm going to do one side here. And then we're going to mirror everything. Okay. So we'll mirror this to the other side. And then it's placing our prong. So we're going to go to Setting and Prong on Surface. Looks like we need to flip that. Okay. Again, we're just going to do one side and mirror. And there we go. That would be all ready to Boolean together. Cut your seats. We could do that. So, gem cutter. Probably just do like the divot seats because some of those shoulders get pretty big. Do match attributes. Okay, so we have our cutters, and we could Boolean everything. So we can go and click on orange. Oh, it must have exploded. No, did not explode that. Okay. Okay, we'll do Boolean difference here. And here. And up here. Okay, looks like some of my, probably when I did the match attributes, it caused some weirdness with some of my object history. I lost some prongs, so just keep an eye out for that. Then you would just run this through mesh repair, and that piece would be ready to produce. So thanks for watching.